When my wife, Sarah, made that joke, none of us thought it would turn into something real. It started as a casual evening barbecue in our backyard. A few neighbors gathered around the grill, laughter filling the air. Sarah was always the social one, witty, confident, and the center of every conversation. Our new neighbor, Emily, had just moved in next door. She was young, maybe in her mid-20s, bright-eyed and cheerful. The two of them hit it off quickly, chatting and laughing like old friends. I was flipping burgers when Sarah, after her second glass of wine, looked at Emily and said with a smirk, "You can have my husband if you want, he's all yours." Everyone laughed. It was supposed to be a joke, but there was something in Emily's smile that didn't sit right with me. It wasn't nervous laughter. It was curious. Over the next few days, I noticed Emily visiting more often. She'd borrow small things, salt, a cup of sugar, sometimes tools she didn't need. Sarah didn't seem to mind. In fact, she encouraged it, often teasing, "See, I told you she likes you." I brushed it off at first, thinking it was harmless. But then the visits became longer, and Emily began showing up when Sarah wasn't home. One afternoon, I came home early from work and found Emily on our porch, holding a plate of cookies. She smiled and said, "Your wife said I could drop by any time." We sat on the porch for a while, talking politely. She complimented Sarah often, but I could tell her eyes were studying me more than listening. It made me uncomfortable, so I started avoiding her visits. That weekend, Sarah mentioned she'd invited Emily over again. "She's sweet," Sarah said. "Besides, you two get along so well, it's funny how jealous our other neighbors are." Her tone was light, but I sensed a bit of pride behind it. She enjoyed the attention, the idea that someone younger found her husband appealing. It was all a game to her, and I didn't know how dangerous that game was becoming. Then things started getting strange. Emily began texting me, short messages like, "Hope your day's going well," or "Your wife told me you're great at fixing things." I told Sarah about it, expecting her to be concerned. Instead, she laughed. "Oh, relax, she's just being friendly," she said. "You take things too seriously." But I wasn't wrong to be cautious. One evening when Sarah was running late from work, Emily showed up at our door again, saying she'd seen my car and wanted to keep me company. I firmly told her it wasn't appropriate and asked her to leave. She seemed embarrassed, muttered something about Sarah joking that I was lonely when she's away, and left quickly. When Sarah came home, I confronted her. "You told Emily I'm lonely?" I asked. She rolled her eyes. "It was just a joke, Mark. You really can't take humor anymore, can you?" That night, I realized something had shifted between us. The light-heartedness that once made her fun now felt careless and cruel. A week later, everything fell apart. Emily's boyfriend, whom none of us even knew existed, showed up at our house in anger. He accused me of leading Emily on. Apparently, she had told him I'd been flirting, even that Sarah was encouraging her to take a shot at me. The scene was chaotic, him shouting, neighbors watching, Sarah frozen in shock. After he left, Sarah's laughter was gone. She finally saw the damage her jokes had caused. She went to speak with Emily the next day, but came home pale and shaken. "She said I gave her permission," Sarah whispered. "She really thought I meant it." It turned out Emily had taken everything Sarah said literally. She'd even told some neighbors that Sarah was open-minded, and didn't mind if I spent time with her. Gossip spread like wildfire. Our once friendly neighborhood turned cold, filled with awkward glances and whispers. Sarah tried to fix things, but the trust between us had cracked. I wasn't angry as much as I was disappointed. Her careless words had not only embarrassed us but also exposed how thoughtless she'd become about our relationship. We began arguing more, and the laughter that used to echo through our home faded into silence. Eventually, Emily moved out after the chaos with her boyfriend escalated. She left without saying goodbye, and no one missed her. But the damage to my marriage remained. Sarah apologized again and again, promising she'd never joke about us that way. Still, I couldn't forget the humiliation, the feeling of being turned into a punchline. Months passed, and slowly, we rebuilt. Sarah learned that words carry weight, even when spoken in jest. I learned that silence in a marriage can be louder than any argument. Sometimes, the smallest joke can unravel the biggest bond. And every time someone laughs too loudly at a dinner party now, Sarah reaches for my hand, as if to remind herself, and me, that not every joke is worth the laugh it brings.